Okay, so let's dive into this absolutely incredible story. It's all about pressure, a total collapse, and get this, a secret weapon. All happening over 120 days in the wild world of English football.
You know, this one line just perfectly sums up the whole thing. It's about the journey of Birmingham City's manager, Travis Guattari, through one completely chaotic season. It starts off great, all sunshine, and then, boom, ends right in the mud.
All right, so let's start at the beginning. We're in September. The sun's out. Everything seems great. The team, they're led by the star striker Kyogo Furuhashi, and they're starting strong. But there's already this nagging feeling, this frustration just under the surface.
So you look at the results on paper, and you think, hey, not bad, a couple of wins. But the real story here, it was this feeling of being robbed. They had 2 huge goals disallowed. Can you imagine? It left the manager, Guattari, just feeling like the whole world was against him. It's one of those weird situations where you're winning, but it feels like you're losing.
Okay, so if September was frustrating, well, October was something else entirely. It's like all that frustration just exploded into this, this furious, unstoppable force.
First up, they just absolutely demolished Swansea. And this is away from home, a 4-1 thrashing. A result like that, yeah, it makes the whole league sit up and pay attention.
Then, right after that, they pull off this, honestly, heroic win against Derby County. They go down to 10 men right before the half, and they still manage to hang on for a 2-1 victory. That's just pure grit.
And to top it all off, this is the kind of stuff you see in movies, right? An 88th minute winner from their star man, Furuhashi, against Hull. I mean, come on. When that happens, you really start to believe you're destined for something special.
So this is it. This is the absolute peak. Birmingham is flying high, second in the league. And their manager, Condry, his confidence, you could even call it arrogance maybe, is just off the charts. He feels completely untouchable.
But remember that quote we started with? The sunshine fades, the mud arrives. Well, December shows up, and it's like a sudden, shocking bucket of ice water.
They get one last good win against West Brom, and then the wheels just completely fall off. I mean, look at this timeline. That swagger from October, gone, just evaporated. A lifeless loss, then a revenge defeat, and then the real killer blow, losing to Millwall in the 92nd minute. Ouch. The whole thing just collapsed, and it happened so fast. So that arrogance from October, a total distant memory. By the end of the year, it's just pure desperation. In this text message he sends to his scout, it says everything. The guy who felt like a football god in October is now just a man, basically begging for a do-over. So the new year rolls around, and it's judgment day for Guattari. He has to face the music. He gets this performance review from the board, and let's just say it was not good.
The final verdict on his performance? A grade D. That's it. Just one single, almost insulting letter that pretty much sums up that whole December nightmare.
But this is where it gets really weird. Check out this contradiction. The board gives him an E for matches, and the comment, hate watching them play football. Brutal. But then they give him an A for squad harmony and another A for his transfers. So basically they're saying, we love the players you brought in, they all seem happy, we just can't stand watching them actually play.
And this table just shows you exactly what's at stake. Despite that horrible collapse, they're somehow still hanging on to 6th place, which is the last playoff spot. But man, look how tight that is. They are right on the edge of a cliff. Their rivals are breathing down their necks, just one single point behind.
So, what's the deal? Why were they failing so spectacularly? Well, the problem, and Guattari knew this deep down, was that they were dangerously, totally dependent on one guy.
16. That's the number. 16 goals for their star striker, Kyogo Furuhashi, by January. That put him 3rd in the whole league. He wasn't just a part of their attack, he was their attack, period.
And this quote from Guattari just says it all, doesn't it? He knew, he was totally aware that his entire plan, his whole season, was riding on the shoulders of his 31-year-old forward. If Furuhashi couldn't score, the team had nothing. No plan B. Absolutely nothing. But here's the thing. The transfer market isn't going to offer an easy fix. So where do you turn? What if the answer isn't some expensive new player? What if the solution was already there, right under their noses, hiding in plain sight?
So while the first team is just imploding, Guattari starts looking closer at the youth team. And there's this one kid, a teenager, who's doing things that are frankly hard to believe.
This is Tafari Penley.
He's a homegrown defender, just 17 years old, with physical stats that are so crazy, Qatari literally joke that they must be illegal. I mean, look at this, a 19 for pace and a 17 for strength. For a 17-year-old, that's not just good for his age, that's elite for a seasoned pro. It's like something you'd create in a video game.
So his assistant coach says, hey, maybe we should be careful, he's just a kid. And this was Qatari's response. He wasn't looking at some fragile young player who needed protecting. No way. He saw a weapon ready to go. In his mind, this kid was already the best defender they had.
Which leaves us with this incredible question, right? You've got this high-pressure situation, the margins are razor thin, and your experienced pros are just crumbling. So, can a 17-year-old kid, with all that raw talent and that youthful fearlessness, can he be the spark that saves a team that is right on the edge of total collapse?